I'd like to talk about an interesting concept of manifesting your reality, or some might simply call it goal setting. The purpose of this call is to give you some awareness if you like to embark on a journey of life. You'd like to improve yourself, you'd like to elevate spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or financially. In my last 5 years, I definitely learned a lot. There was a lot of ups, there was a lot of downs, but I found a couple of commonalities, a couple of things that I feel like if you're starting out on that journey, I'd like for you to know. Thing number one, it's the most important. You have to make a decision. You see, I believe there's only two types of people. That are people are interested in their goals, and there are some people that are committed to them. Most people you'll meet today are simply interested. They might entertain their idea. They might even get involved and start the journey. But the soon as they get uncomfortable, the soon the challenge shows up, the soon as they get tested, they go back to their mediocrity. They'll go back to their original life. It's just too hard. If you're seeking finances, if you want to become wealthy, I promise you, it'll probably be the hardest thing you ever done. It is surely worth it. As Zig Ziglar said, I've been rich and I've been poor, and how much was rich every single time. You see, money is not everything. It's simply a choice multiplier. I do know this. The lack of money is a passport to misery. We live in an era that money's right there with oxygen. So most people want change, but they think it's only financial. They think that if they can work hard, they're going to achieve it. I wanted to give you some cues to prepare you for what's to come, to prepare you for the journey that lies ahead. Now, once you make a decision, you see what happens is your goals are located on a different frequency. See, we perceive based upon who we are, not what we want. And once you desire and truly decide what you want, you're going to attract the people and situation and events. But before that, you would have to see it. You see, every person that wanted change in life, first, they were visionary. They saw something in their imagination that looked greater than their current situation, whether it was financial, whether it was the place that they live, whether it was emotional environment that was more suitable for their pleasant situations that they wanted to attract into their life. But first, they saw it in their mind. I've studied enough people that lived 100 years ago, people that lived thousands of years ago, and people that are currently living. And they all disagree in a lot of things. But there's one thing they all had in common. They believe that you become what you think about. Meaning, first in the mind, then in the hand. Einstein said imagination is a preview to a life coming into action. Same as Henry Ford. The man that thinks he can't or can are both right. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Even in the Bible, it says to seek the kingdom of expansion and a path will reveal itself. All it simply said, you do not need to know how you're going to do it. You just need to decide that you already are. And things will be attracted into your life. Some might call it law of attraction. But it's in a vibratory frequency because your thoughts are not simple, whimsical things that are out there. They're actually real. They actually have electromagnetic weight. And those thoughts are cosmic wave that will penetrate space and time and will allow you to attract the reality that you're looking for. Now, wouldn't that be easy if we could just sit on our couch, dream the things we want, and things will be attracted to us? Not so fast. Life is an amazing thing. You see, before every testimony, there has to be a test. Before every reward, there has to be a challenge. And just like your goals, there's a wonderful quote that says that if the tree branches needs to reach heaven, the roots first have to reach hell. And there is something called a law of polarity. And simply law of polarity states that the physical life is dual. The moment you want something, if you want to succeed, you're going to have to fail. We all know that there's black and white, hot and cold, male and female, up and down, left and right. It's always dual. And so the moment you make a decision, the law of polarity kicks in. The challenge will appear. Now, here's the thing that I found. And I would say, if I had to think back, it took me about 3.5 to 4 years to figure this out, is that the most important part is not just visualizing. This is the misconception of law of attraction, that you have to feel it. And the biggest question is, nobody teaches us how to do it. And so you got to ask yourself, what is your default emotion? When that challenge appears, where do you go emotionally? And see, most of us only care about a financial bank account, but nobody ever cares about the emotional bank account. And so the question is, if you do not know how to get those emotions in check, if you do not know how to be emotional intelligent, where do you go emotionally? See, for me, I always would get angry. I would get upset. I would start to blame other things. I always thought of myself as a victim. You see, those insecurities, I never wanted to express them to anybody because that would show that I'm less of a man. You see, vulnerability, ability to express that with people, allows you to express those emotions and intake some intelligence from someone else. Tony Robbins always said that find the people that have what you want and do exactly what they've done. The moment I understood that I was not emotionally intelligent, I sought mentorship. I started reading more books. I started to seek the people that done what I've done, and I started to ask questions. I said, how did you get past this challenge? Because those thoughts are on a different vibrational frequency, the emotion has to get aligned. And here's what all of them told me. Please, I want to bring massive awareness to this. If you understand what I'm about to tell you, you can achieve absolutely anything. Remember, your thoughts is like a GPS. See, most people in life, just like you might know what you want. You might not even see it, but there's just one moment away from you. You're almost getting to it until something always happened to your life. A curveball comes in and you say, I don't know if I could do that. And you always go back. You lose the momentum that you've built in previous times. Here's what they told me. You said the destination is gratitude. You see, the attitude of gratitude is such a high frequency. And if you ever look at the emotional scale, you'll see that the gratitude is one of the highest vibrations. If you can get into the gratitude and understand that the challenge that in front of you, the test that is in front of you, is placed purposely for you to become a better individual, to elevate to the state that you'll be able to not only see your goal in your imagination, but to be able to be magnetically attracted to it. Remember, the language of the universe is feeling. The language of the mind is thought. It's just not enough to see it in your imagination. You have to feel it. You have to become one with it. You have to marry your thoughts with your emotion. And in that process, you will become magnetic and you will start to attract people, situation, and events that truly manifest to any desired goal. So just remember, before you seek the journey, before you decide what you really want, expect the challenge to show up. And then when it's here, you need to ask yourself, how do I feel about this? And if you feel the fear and doubt, if you spend time overthinking and procrastinating, what you don't realize, that fear is an invite. It is an opportunity for you to become that person, to become that individual that's going to be worthy enough to receive it. So for all of those that seek, make sure that you're ready to put your emotional armor on. Make sure you have that emotional intelligence, because that's the most important part in goal setting. And I found that if you study all the successful people that are current or live in the past, you will find that one commonality. No matter what battle or what war, it doesn't matter what happens outside of it. It's the narrative that you give. It's what happens inside of you will determine whether you're going to be successful or fail.